war itself generally makes little sense, but the attack on Pearl Harbor has always sparked the imagination. 3,500 Americans were killed or wounded in the attack of December 7th, 1941. This attack was known as the Attack of Pearl Harbor. Before the attack was initiated, the United States was focused on World War II. During this time, Japan was trying to take over Asia. They were starting off with China first. Once the United States found out what Japan was doing, they placed an embargo on Japan by prohibiting exports on steel, scrap iron, and aviation fuel to Japan. They then told Japan that they had to stop their tyranny, or they will continue to not give resources. A little bit before December 7th, it was known that there was an agent in Pearl Harbor working for Japan. The code that was given to the agent was deciphered, and with that, an attack was known. The United States tried to warn the people who were actually at Pearl Harbor, but by the time it came there, it was too late. On December 7th, 1941, on an otherwise peaceful Sunday morning, on the beautiful Hawaiian island, the first wave of Japanese airplanes left 6 aircraft carriers and struck Pearl Harbor a few minutes before 8 a.m. local time. In 2 waves of terror lasting 2 long hours, they killed or wounded over 3,500 Americans and sank or badly damaged 18 ships, including all 8 battleships of the Pacific Fleet, and over 350 destroyed or damaged aircrafts. At least 1,177 lives were lost when the battleship USS Arizona exploded and sank. Even though America tried to fight back, Japan won. As a result, several people were killed or injured. This started the War of Japan.
Senators and representatives, I have the distinguished honor of presenting the President of the United States.
Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of the Senate and of the House of Representatives, yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The United States was at peace with that nation, and at the solicitation of Japan was still in conversation with its government and its emperor, looking toward the maintenance of peace in the Pacific. The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian Islands has caused severe damage to American naval and military forces. I regret to tell you that very many American lives have been lost. In addition, American ships have been reported torpedoed on the high seas between San Francisco and Honolulu. As Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy, I have directed that all measures be taken for our defense, but always will our whole nation remember the character of the onslaught against us. No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory. I believe that I interpret the will of the Congress and of the people when I assert that we will not only defend ourselves to the uttermost, but will make it very certain that this form of treachery shall never again endanger us. Hostilities exist. There is no blinking at the fact that our people, our territory, and our interests are in grave danger. With confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph. So help us God. I ask that the Congress declare that since the unprovoked and dastardly attack by Japan on Sunday, December 7th, 1941, a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
President Roosevelt wasn't the only one who felt distraught. After he told America that he would wage war onto Japan, a ship called the Bowditch AGS-4 decided to pass by Pearl Harbor. And a seaman first class by the name of Hassel Hensley was able to witness the damage of Pearl Harbor itself. Unfortunately, he was unable to speak, but his wife, Alma Jean Hensley, was able to discuss what he had seen.
My husband told me in December 1942, when he went through Pearl Harbor, this was his first tour in the Navy, that he saw all the battleships turned upside down as he went through. And he also said that his ship was one of the first ships to go through there after this happened.
Several people were saddened by this attack. That included the military as well. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, several survivors actually requested to retire early. 2 out of those were Lieutenant General Walter Shorts and Admiral Husband Kimmel. Lieutenant General Walter Shorts began his military career during World War I and lasted almost 40 years. After the attack on December 7, 1941, Short requested retirement and was relieved of his duty. Admiral Husband Kimmel, who served as Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Fleet after a long run in the military beginning in 1915, also quickly ended his career after the Pearl Harbor attacks. He served during World War I, and he stepped down on December 17, 1941. They both shared the same belief. Neither expected the attack on Pearl Harbor by the Japanese. Shorts was consumed by his mission to train his command. Both Short and Kimmel failed to heed any warning, or seldom got together to coordinate efforts between the Army and the Navy. Throughout the 4 years that followed the Pearl Harbor attacks, both Short and Kimmel underwent scrutiny for the choices they made while in command. For years, each tried to clear their name. It was not until 2000 that Congress issued a resolution saying that the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor was not the result of them, and found that both had acted in a professional manner. Still now, Pearl Harbor is remembered. It is a memorial to all. In several places, you can find plaques of all the names of all the people who died in Pearl Harbor.